This is Jack. Say hello to all our friends at home.
Hi.
We are so happy that you're joining us for Kids for Christ today. And did you know that for the next 4 weeks, we're going to learn about something new?
What?
We're going to learn about creativity. That's right. All together. Creativity. Do you know what creativity is? It is imagining what you could do because you're made in God's image. Did you know that you were made in God's image?
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. Give me a high five. So we're going to put our creativity to the test by making an art project. So while we go and gather our supplies, why don't you go gather yours? And we're going to make a self-portrait. Would you like to make some art?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, it's time for us to do our challenge. Today's challenge is to make a self-portrait. Do you know what a self-portrait is? It's a picture or a painting or whatever else you want to use of yourself. Because God made
Me.
That's right. God made you. And that's the same God that made this, this, and even this. And he thinks you're just as wonderful. So let's all take some time to draw or create some art of ourselves to say thank you, God, for making me. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Well, I have some paper, tissue paper, stickers, glue, tape, popsicle sticks, and markers. What do you guys have at home? Make sure to let us know. Comment below. All right, let's go. What color paper are you going to use?
Good.
All right, good. I'm going to use...
You want to say subscribe too?
All right, go ahead. Can you be quick? Go ahead and start drawing. Oh, there's my face.
I'm gonna make a smile and make this E.
Okay. Wow. I think I'm going to use some glue and some tissue paper for my hair.
Does that feel good?
That looks really good.
Oh, for my nose.
A dot?
Oh, that's good. Is that good?
That is good. Finish up your picture. I'm going to show our friends mine. See? I used creativity and imagined what I could do for my hair. And what did I use?
Oh, the fun tissue.
Yeah, that was me being creative. How were you creative?
I made it pottery stick for my feet.
That's right. You want to show our friends?
Yeah.
All right. This is Jax. I can't wait to see what you guys did. You know what? I think it's time that we praise our God and worship Him to tell Him thank you for making us and all the other wonderful things in the world. Do you think it's time for us to go worship too?
Yeah.
All right, let's clean up, worship, and we'll be right back.
Okay. All right. You made the earth, you keep it spinning. You made the ocean and everything in it, and you made the sky so blue, and you made every other color too. You made the sun, you keep it shining. You put the moon up in the midnight sky, and everything around me created by you only. I just wanna thank you 'cause everything you made is so beautiful. Every single star and every beat of my heart, and it's beautiful. You made my feet, you made my hands. You make me sing and you make me dance, 'cause your love is all around me, and your love is so astounding. I just wanna thank you 'cause everything you made is so beautiful. Every single star and every beat of my heart, and it's beautiful. Here we go. all ain't good. I just wanna thank you 'cause everything you made is so beautiful. Every single star and every beat of my heart, and it's beautiful. I just wanna thank you 'cause everything you made is so beautiful. Every single star and every beat of my heart, and it's beautiful.
Yeah! High five, Jack! I had so much fun worshiping with you. You know what? It's almost time for our Bible story. We're going to learn more about the God that made the stars and you. Do you mind saying the prayer for our friends?
Yeah?
All right, let's say the prayer together. Say, dear God,
You God,
thank you for making us.
thank you for making us.
Thank you for everything you've given us.
Thank you for everything you give us.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. Are you ready to watch the Bible story?
Yeah.
Yes, me too. Let's watch it.
It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Genesis, chapters 1 and 2.
In the beginning. The very beginning. Before the first breath. Before the first flash of color. Before the first moment in time. There was nothing. Nothing. Nothing except God. But when God saw nothing, He saw a blank canvas. He saw the perfect backdrop for a work of art beyond imagination. So, God created. From absolutely nothing, He brought forth the heavens and the earth. But there was no shape or form. God's Spirit hovered over the dark emptiness. Then, God called out,
Let there be light.
Brilliant light shattered the darkness like golden trumpets on a still morning. Bright rays shimmered and danced in all the hues of the rainbow. God saw the light was good. He divided the light from the dark, calling the light day and the darkness night. Evening and morning together shaped the very first day of all time. Then God said,
Let there be a huge space between the waters. Let it separate water from water.
By His words alone, God shifted the waters, leaving a vast arching space above. The sky. Evening and morning rolled past, the second day. God lifted His voice again.
Let the water under the sky be gathered into one place. Let ground appear.
Dry land shrugged its way out of the water. Islands and vast continents and gritty deserts and towering mountains. God called the dry ground land, and He called all the gathered waters seas. But God had even bigger plans for this day.
Let the land produce plants, and let there be trees on the land.
In moments, tall grasses unfurled across the plains, and giant redwoods shot up from the dirt. Flowers and grapevines and carrots and corn sprouted and flourished. God saw that all of it was good. That evening and morning closed out the third day.
Let there be lights in the huge space of the sky. Let them separate the day from the night.
At the sound of God's voice, the blazing sun exploded into being. The silvery moon spun out. Stars and galaxies flooded into space, filling the universe. Pew, pew, pew. God set the sun to rule the day, and the moon to rule the night. And God saw it was good. That evening and morning made up the fourth day. But God wasn't done painting His masterpiece just yet.
Let the seas be filled with living things. Let birds fly above the earth and across the huge space of the sky.
Instantly, the seas and rivers and ponds writhed with dolphins and octopi, salmon and minnows. Eagles soared and bluebirds nested, while ostriches stretched their long necks. God saw they were good. That evening and morning formed the fifth day. But God kept working on his creation.
Let there be livestock and creatures that move along the ground and wild animals.
At once, animals of every kind appeared. Elephants thundered through the forests, and squirrels darted up tree trunks. Monkeys chattered, and pigs rolled happily in the mud. God saw it was all good. But he had one more creation in mind.
Let us make human beings so that they are like us. Let them rule over the fish and the birds. Let them rule over all the animals.
Then, with his own hands, God formed the very first man and the very first woman, Adam and Eve.
I'm me. And you are you.
And this place? It's beyond words.
Unlike the animals, God made people in his image to reflect him.
Have children and fill the earth. Rule over the fish and the birds and every living creature. I am giving you every plant on the earth for food.
God looked over everything he had created and saw that it was very good. That evening and morning were the sixth day. And on the seventh day, God rested. I mean, his work was finished. His glorious creation was complete. But because God had formed people in his image, they too could reflect his imagination and creativity. The possibilities ahead of them were endless.
Wow! Isn't it amazing that the same God that created the stars made you?
Yeah.
And that we're all made in God's image. His creativity is limitless. So the next time that you're out looking at all the wonderful things that God has created and saying thank you, make sure you tell him thank you for creating us too, right?
Right.
And you know what? There's creativity inside you. All right, I think it's time to go. But before we do, we have to remind our friends. Today is the last day to register for Vacation Bible School. So have your mom and dad check out that Pine Level website page for more information. All right, we'll see you next week, friends.